Hello everyone, welcome back to another session of the computer class. We were doing lesson number 7, Introduction to MS Excel 2010. Let's continue with the previous topic, that is learning the screen elements of MS Excel. Let's start with workbook. What is a workbook? It is one of the most important terminology in Microsoft Excel. So basically, it is the collection of worksheets, and multiple worksheets can be combined together under a file known as workbook. Each workbook has 3 worksheets by default. So basically, what is a workbook? It is like a notebook which is having number of pages in it. Now, what is a worksheet? A worksheet is a grid of rows and columns. It is also called as spreadsheet. These worksheets are visible at the bottom left of the window with a name as Sheet 1, Sheet 2, Sheet 3 and so on. You can add more worksheets if required. So, we can say that a worksheet is made up of horizontal rows and vertical columns and cells. Worksheets are used to feed information in it. Let's see the various parts of the worksheet. Number 1 is rows. A horizontal group of cells within a worksheet is known as row. Rows are numbered from top to bottom along the left edge of the worksheet as 1, 2, 3 and so on. In other words, we can say rows are represented by numbers. Next is columns. A vertical group of cells within a worksheet is called as column. Columns are labeled from left to right with letters. So, we represent columns with the help of alphabets. The next part of the worksheet is cell. What is the cell? The intersection of row and column is known as cell. Every cell has a unique cell address which is formed by the combination of column name and row number. This is how we identify the different cells. Cell pointer. The cell pointer is the highlighted cell boundary that shows the current cell in use. It is also called as active cell or selected cell. Now, let's start with the practical. I have created the Excel sheet which is given on page number 63 in your computer books with the following fields: name, roll number, section, address and phone number. Let's do some formatting into it. To format, we have to select the cell. To select the cell, click on the first cell, that is name, and drag it till the last cell, that is phone number. We are selecting only the first column. Once you have selected, you will click on the Home tab from the top. Then let's use the icons such as bold, italics, underline, changing the font color, font size. All these options you can use to format your data. Now let me click on the font color and choose another font color from black to red. Let me change the background color with the bucket tool. Let's click on the B icon to make it bold and underline icon to make them underline. Let's change the size from 11 to a higher value. I am choosing the value as 18. Now you must have realized that name column is visible but roll number is hidden because of the increased cell size. Even section, address and phone number is not properly visible. So to resolve this, we are going to increase the size of the cell. To increase the size of the cell, place your cursor at the top, column between B and C and drag your mouse towards your right side. See, this has increased the size of your cell. Similarly, let's increase the size of section. Place your cursor between C and D and drag it. And change the address and phone number cell size also. So this is how we can change the size of the cell. Now let's format the main data. Can you see the alignment of the section, roll number and address is not proper. So let us align the text in the center. For this, select your entire text by clicking and dragging your mouse, and then from the top, click on Align Center. Now see, all your text is aligned in the center and is looking more organized. Now let's apply the border to it. So select the area where you want to apply the borders and go to the border icon. From here, you can select all borders. It is having various options to draw the borders also and to change the line colors and line thickness also. For the time being, I simply want to have the borders, simple borders around my cell. So tap on all borders. Look how beautiful our worksheet is looking. Let's rename the sheet now. For this, go to the bottom and right click on Sheet 1. Select Rename option, and when your Sheet 1 is highlighted, press the delete key and type the name. I am writing here as demo. This is how you can change or rename your worksheet. Now let's save the worksheet. For this, go to the Office button at the top and choose Save As option. From here, select Excel Workbook. This will open up a dialog box. Change the location and then you will click on File Name and give the appropriate name to your file. I am writing the name as Class 6. After giving the name, click on Save icon. This will change the name of your file. Notice that Book 1 is now changed to Class 6, which is the file name we have given. Let's learn to modify or edit the data. To change the contents of the cell, we have to click on the cell and use the backspace key or the delete key to delete the contents of the cell. Now, type the content which is required. So this is how you can modify your data. You can modify the contents of your cell n number of times using this process. So that's all for today's session. I hope today's session was clear to you. See you soon in the next class. But before I end the class, there's a small assignment for you. You have to tell me how many rows and columns are there in Microsoft Excel.